This episode, it's all about cabins, loads of them, as we take you aboard one of the most popular and at times the most controversial cruise lines out there, Virgin Voyages. We're going to take you all around what's on offer from small to large, even larger, and then those with the sweet perks that Richard Branson thinks will knock your socks off. This is the Ritzy travel guide to suites and cabins on Virgin Voyages. Welcome back to the Ritzy travel guide. My name is Bill, and it's great to have you back with us. Over the past couple of months, we've put out 2 videos all about the Virgin Voyages experience and how it's different to anything else out there in the cruise sector. Because before you even get to cabins, you've got to decide, is the Virgin experience right for you? Most other cruise lines approach things in a more sedate and predictable way, not so Virgin. So now we've come to the point where we decide we want to go with them, but which cabin should you choose? And there is a huge amount of choice, no matter whether you're a budget-conscious traveller or a high roller. There's even one called the Rockstar Suite. This is quite expensive, but gets people intrigued. So we'll go into one of those. We'll also show you Richard's Rooftop. That's the special area designated for suite guests, with its free-flowing evening champagne hour under the stars. As ever, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody's paid us. Nobody's told us what to say. These are entirely our own opinions. Right, let's get going, and the best place to start is what's included with any of the cabins that you might want to book with Virgin. Well, it's pretty close to an all-inclusive experience. A lot of things with Virgin are included in the price. Every cabin gets tips and gratuities included, as well as free basic Wi-Fi. You can dine in any of the restaurants for no additional charge. We showed you around these in episode 1 of our Virgin series, and you can look at those after this. There's also free soda for all. Not alcohol, you do have to pay for that. And there are bar tab packs that you can buy to give you a discount. There's a very inclusive fitness centre with included classes. Again, we showed you that as well. I mention all of these inclusions because most other cruise lines charge them, not with Virgin, and that's absolutely in their favour. Just remember that all of the Virgin ships in operation are 99% identical, so what I'm about to show you is applicable to all of them, including the brand new 4th Virgin ship, Valiant Lady, which is launching later this year in September 2025. We're going to go through the cabins one by one and the price you should expect to pay, and I think the best way to show you this is to look at an actual sample cruise that's happening in the future, because then you can get a good idea for what the various sectors cost. So I've taken a random cruise, could have used any, but we're going to take this one. It's a 5-nighter out of Miami to the Caribbean. It's a good working example of the different prices per cabin. So let's now show you video of all the cabin choices that we took recently when we were aboard, so you can see what you're getting for each one. We're going to go from cheapest right up to the most lavish. So let's start with the one that cost you least amount of money, and we'll go on from there. So this is the Insider, and the price on this sample cruise is $1,948 per cabin. Remember, this is per cabin for 2 people. Other cruise lines typically advertise per person. This is per cabin, and it works out at just over $1,100 per person. And here's what it looks like when we filmed it recently. This one's on deck 10. Now, this cabin might be the cheapest of the lot, but I tell you what, it's still pretty impressive. And at 177 square feet, it's far larger than you get on other inside cabins on other cruise lines. Bearing in mind that its interior is really quite spacious. Okay, there's no window, you can't see out, but the rest of the cabin is actually reasonably spacious. We've been on many other cruise lines recently and seen their inside cabins, and they're smaller than this. The standard of fittings with Virgin are the same, no matter which cabin grade you select. Let's look at the wardrobe space, and it is a very consistent look to the rest of the cabin grades, as you'll see in a moment. There are no doors. You have a standard safe, shelves and drawers. And instead of that door, you have a hanging rail behind a curtain. The bathroom is modern and reasonably well equipped. It's not huge, but remember this is one of the smallest cabin grades, so it's not bad considering. The shower does have good headroom, with a solid door, no curtain. No matter which cabin grade you select, they all come with a large TV and the same quality of furniture and fittings, and an iPad-style room controller, which I'll show you in a moment. Here's the floor plan, so you can see it all from above. Incidentally, there is one category smaller than that we just saw at the inside cabin, and that's for you if you're a solo traveller. Not many cruise lines really are interested in solo travellers anymore. Norwegian Cruise Lines is one, and Virgin here is another. So let's take a look at that one. It's what's called the Solo Insider Cabin. And the price is not bad. Here we can see for the sample cruise, it would be $1,400. So that's just only a little bit more than what double occupancy charges. Cabin size is 105 square feet, so that's a little bijou, a little bit compact, but at least you have the option to book this one. And the bathrooms are modern, and again, well equipped. So, nice to see provision for solo cabins. Right, next category up, let's look at Sea View. Here's the price from our example sailing. It's $2,368 per cabin, so that's 21% more than the inside cabin as a point of reference. This one is on deck 5. This is a category VW. It's 190 square feet with a porthole. Not a bad cabin, as the porthole harks back to yesteryear. Big, round porthole with a little window seat so you can sit there and watch the waves go by. Compared to other cruise lines, 190 square feet is generous for a sea view. And the desk and table area looks pretty much identical to the Sea View balcony cabins that we're about to look at in a moment. Likewise, the wardrobe, shelves and hanging area is almost identical to larger cabins, so you're not sacrificing anything when you save money with a Sea View. Bathroom here might look a bit compact, but size is similar to others. Here's the overhead plan so you can see the layout. In general, I am impressed with the amount of space given. It's better than others in this regard. Some might say the decoration is a bit minimalist, but the space is good. Still to come, we have some accessibility cabins. These are rarely shown on YouTube, so we're delighted to give you information on these. Let's now go on to balcony cabins, or what Virgin calls a sea terrace. Now this is a huge category because Virgin tell us that 86% of anybody who books on their cruise ships go for a sea terrace. So let's look at it in detail. Here's the price for one on our example cruise. It's $2,788 per cabin. So compared to the previous two categories that we just looked at, it's 18% more expensive than the Sea View and 43% more expensive for the inside cabin. On our recent Virgin cruises, we booked two types of sea terrace, so you could see the difference and work out which one you want. First off, we'll show you the XL, the larger of the two, and then the standard sea terrace. Here we go. This is to show you the electronic wrist bracelet I was wearing that all passengers get. Virgin call it the band, and you keep it on for the entire cruise. It's waterproof, so you can wear it in the shower or in the pool, and it's multi-purpose, not only for getting you in the cabin door, but also for payments around the ship and getting on and off. I think it's a great system and saves a lot of hassle. I wish more cruise lines would move away from keycards to a bracelet such as this. Princess do also a very similar system. Right, are we all ready for a room tour? This is a Sea Terrace XL, slightly bigger.
Now, very important for me, I love a bright room. It's bright.
It's bright.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's bright.
Which is a good start.
Depending on the cabin and deck number, the square footage is between 186 to 225 square feet.
Wow!
What?
You know what I love about this? They have separate showers and WCs.
Right, so we've got rain shower coming from the ceiling, and it's tall. That's got to be at least 6'5", 6'6", so giants can come on Virgin cruises and have a shower. Let's have a look at the cubicle. Here we are. That's
There's a ledge to put your phone on.
It's very grey, isn't it? You could hose this down quite easily.
Completely different shower and WC. Thumbs up. Love it. It is a wide sink, and normally it's pinch. And there is ample space to put all your toiletry. I love this. It's bright. Very, very
Does
bright.
that pass the fabulosity mirror test?
That's fabulous, because you need to look amazing when you look into the mirror.
Well, that's quite spacious, isn't it? You've got the bed offset to one side. So I'd have to say it's bright and airy. There's no sofa. There's a single chair.
Well, you cannot be side by side.
As for the cabin, similar minimalist look again. Spacious, but minimalist. Hanging and storage, though, is almost exactly the same size as the regular sea terrace. They say it's a bit bigger. I can't see it. Dressing table, white IKEA-style glossy finish. Not many drawers. If there was a criticism from passengers we met, they feel the cabins might look a little bit basic, perhaps not a luxurious feel. Maybe Virgin was going for that fresh look. There is a big TV at the end of the bed, which forces you to watch a very long and slightly annoying embarkation and safety video before it will allow you to do anything else.
They have to put this out because it's so rough. It's like a music video on MTV.
Right, the balcony. Very similar size to the regular sea terrace. Apparently it's bigger. I couldn't see it. Again, 2 chairs and a small table. You might well struggle to get your room service breakfast on that. But overall, again, no complaints about the balcony. They serve a purpose. Back inside, and something else Virgin gets stacks of comments on, is their tablet cabin control unit. Let's take a look at that. Here we go. First off, it has various lighting scenarios, such as get it on, perhaps that's for the swinger groups aboard, and you can cycle through a whole bunch more. You can also check out the on-demand movies and TV shows. There's a handful of live TV news and programs, but less than you might think or want, as well as a ship cam at the front. Now, a quick look at the smaller veranda or sea terrace. We were in this for the other part of our back-to-back cruise. This is the standard sea terrace. The rooms do look mostly the same, with just a few differences I'll point out to you now. The cabin is a little bit smaller, and the wardrobe hanging is almost the same but in a different location, but looks to have an almost identical capacity, shelving and hanging space. Should we test out how comfortable this bed is? It's actually not bad. It could do with being a little bit more giving. I've been in more bouncy beds on cruise
Maybe
ships
some
around.
people do like quite firm
It's
beds.
on the firmish side. Do you like things on the firm side? Okay, get our thread countometer out. Give that a 5 out of 10, really. I wouldn't say it's Egyptian.
But feel the one underneath.
That's softer. Yeah, that is definitely softer. And the fridge and vanity unit are also almost identical to XL. Here's a look at the electric sockets, so you know it's the same for both cabins. And the bathroom here is smaller on the standard cabin, but there's no separate toilet and shower cubicle, and the wash basin is smaller. But that's pretty much the differences with the bathrooms. Here is the balcony on the standard sea terrace, and it is smaller than the XL, but it still has 2 chairs, a table, and a hammock. Let's just give you our verdict on the 2 types of sea terrace, the standard and the XL. To be honest with you, we couldn't see a huge difference, except for the bathroom, where it is noticeably bigger, and a huge vanity, that is different. And the price for the XL is generally 10 to 15% more expensive than the standard sea terrace, so up to you if you think it's worth paying the extra. Okay, about to show you some of the glamorous cabins, such as the Rockstar suites and the Mega Rockstar, which get you access to a special rooftop. But first, I want to show you a very important segment that often gets completely overlooked, which is very unfair, and that's for those looking for accessibility cabins. It's very rare anyone online shows these to you, but I think it's very important, so let's show these to you now. This is cabin 5338Z. This is an accessible cabin. It comes with extra wide doors, both into the cabin itself and into the bathroom. This could also be a family cabin. It sleeps 3 to 4 passengers, so it's suitable for either a carer or a family member who can assist. This one is a sea view. As you can see, it's very spacious and comfortable, with 2 portholes giving ample light. And the Pullman bed can be pulled down from the ceiling or stowed away back up if you don't need it. Bathrooms, also spacious and well catered to. And the sight holes in the door also set at a lower level to help you see out. And here are the accessible cabin choices on deck 5 if you need to pause it. And just across the hallway is a slightly different version. It's an interior accessible cabin. This is 5282M. Now we have an interior accessible cabin. Layout very similar, just flipped to the other one, just without the window. Again, very spacious, a lot more space. Now this one has no bunk bed above, so this one is entirely cabin space only. The prices for accessibility cabins do vary quite considerably, so I haven't given you those prices here because it may be inaccurate, but if you contact your agent, they'll let you know the pricing for those. Right, let's now get on to the suites, the most glitzy and glamorous cabins on the ship. Virgin loves to tell you about them. I'm sure you've seen the posts all over social media. They call them the Rockstar suites. Now, there is a whole range and selection to choose from, but I'll show you the 2 most popular ones. There are approximately 84 of these Rockstar suites aboard. Here's the price for it, $6,650 per cabin for our sample sailing. As you can see, that's more than double the price of everything else we've seen thus far. But of course it is substantially bigger and gets you a variety of additional perks and entitlements. And I'll go through all of those benefits in a moment. Let's first go inside so you can take a look. This is Suite 14221Z. This is a Category SB, which they call a brilliant suite. It's 482 square feet, and Virgin describe it as Hollywood style, with a huge bed and a peekaboo shower. We'll show you that in just a moment. Apparently these suites are designed by Tom Dixon and feature a variety of attractions, such as a fully stocked complimentary minibar, complete with mixology equipment. There's a huge bed, and being Virgin, a whole host of music facilities, such as a retro turntable. There you are, so you really do feel you're at a hard rock hotel. You've even got an old-fashioned turntable, a record deck, look at that, so you can spin your discs. And a nice, welcome, chilled bottle of Moet. Let's take a look at the balcony. And you've got quite a big, spacious balcony. Here we are. Space to walk. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 steps. But actually got room to swing a cat. Still got just that smallish table and chairs. So, if you're having that room service menu, you've got to ask for it in small little bite-sized pieces. Huge TV swinging out on a bracket. Right, off to see that peekaboo bathroom. There we are. Let's take a look at the bathroom. A lot more spacious here in these suites. Big single basin, large walk-in shower, a large in-ceiling rain shower. And look, you've got a window, so if you want the others in your cabin to take a look, it's two-way. You can look out, they can look in. Lots of space. Your Rockstar robe, just to confirm it. The Rockstar Suite is a lot of fun. Plenty of retro props, very spacious, and the cost can be shared between 4 of you. The only downside I can see to this Rockstar Suite is that the balcony is long and thin. It could and should be deeper. Now let's really bust the budget and look at the most swanky suite category on board. It's the Mega Rockstar. Now this is going to set you back over $11,000. Again, this can be split amongst 4 passengers. Several categories, we'll show you 2. First off, there's what they call the Posh Suite. This has 2 rooms inside, with a total of 833 square feet. You could almost lose yourself in here. And there's all sorts of guitars and other props sprinkled around. This, along with all the other Rockstar suites, has access to Richard's Rooftop. I'll show you that in just a moment. There's a fully stocked drinks cabinet, 2 bathrooms, this is just one of them, loads of marble, also with the peekaboo shower window. Right, let's head outside to the veranda or terrace at the back. It's a big, spacious area, plenty of room, and here's the layout for the Posh suite. Right, the absolute biggest suite we're going to show you in this video is what they call the massive suite. Here we are, almost 2,200 square feet of massiveness. Huge floor-to-ceiling windows and doors outside. It's located right at the top of the ship, and there are only 2 of these on Virgin ships, so you're at the very pinnacle. It has a few rooms, a huge living section, and then there's also a music den with supplied electric guitars. They also have what's called a primping area, hot tub, vanity area, 2 wardrobes, and a marble-clad bathroom with that peekaboo shower. Let's head outside, and there's an expansive terrace section with a private hot tub, a peek-a-view outdoor shower, what Virgin call a lookout point with stargazing lounges and 2 hammocks, as well as a dining table for 6 with a staircase. Not sure why, perhaps you can climb on top of the table and dance. You don't get bigger than this on many cruise ships around the world. And here's the plan. And how could this not be massive enough for you? Right, time now to look at Richard's Rooftop, one of the most often quoted benefits of being in a Rockstar suite. It's perched right at the top of the ship. It's a totally al fresco outdoor facility with a small amount under shade. Here we go, named after the Virgin founder, Richard Branson. It's an exclusive sun deck located on the top of all Virgin Voyages ships. The area is quite contemporary, would you call it, and spaced out. The rooftop is quite a lot quieter and more calm than the rest of the ship, because there's very limited number of passengers who qualify for it. In fact, at certain times, it might be a little too quiet if you like some atmosphere on a ship. I shot this at 4 p.m. in the afternoon and almost nobody here. One of the biggest perks of sailing like a Rockstar is Richard's Sunset Hour. It runs from 5 to 6 p.m. daily and features complimentary champagne and cocktails. So whilst we're looking at it, what are the benefits of being a suite guest on Virgin? Well, let's go through a few. You do get early boarding and disembarkation, access to this rooftop, you'll get a black wristband to skip the line at shows and events, you'll be upgraded to premium Wi-Fi, you'll get complimentary spa access, and a complimentary stocked minibar in your cabin. There are some other benefits, but those are the main ones. So I'm not demeaning Richard's Rooftop in any way, it is very nice, but that's all you get for extra facilities on a Virgin cruise, that one outdoor rooftop facility. All of the other cruise lines give a lot more locations around the ship exclusively for lounge guests. If you want to know our take on the Virgin ships as a whole and whether we enjoyed the experience, we do have 2 videos dedicated to exactly that. The first of those 2 videos is a general ship overview, which is a great place to start. And the second one goes through day-to-day life on a Virgin Voyages cruise, the activities and what you'd get up to, including the shows. Because the Virgin experience is very, very different to every other cruise line out there, it's important to know that before you get on board. I do hope this video has been helpful to you. Here's video 1 of our time aboard Virgin. Here is video 2. Both show you a huge amount of information, and we'll see you in one of those now.